My name is Joel Austin. I'm the writer, director of the Lynn Lady audio series, premiering on January 29th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I fuck with G.U.T.S podcast.
We love horror movies, man. Horror movies are our life.
It's like Legend of Zelda meets Castlevania type shit, man.
So when I'm in there,
I'm Zango Da Vinci. Your boy ATX and Space Vikings.
It's low key as me.
something about this guy low key. Don't trust him.
Yeah, shit is sick.
Changed my life forever.
What's up with the Lynn Lady?
This is incredible.
Hustler from the back row.
G.U.T.S podcast. This is incredible. G.U.T.S podcast. This is incredible. G.U.T.S podcast. This is incredible.
All right.
What's up, man?
What the fuck is crack-a-lacking?
Popping.
Hey, man, dude. So first of all,
appreciate that,
thanks
man.
for sending the stuff to us, man.
Yes, man,
I
that's
think
dope.
this is such a cool, creative, different, fun thing to do. I've been telling people about this all day. I'm so honored that we get to be a part of this with you. This it's right in our wheelhouse. It's got like true crime shit. It's got spooky shit. It's got video game shit.
Man, we could
It's
be an
like
avatar.
it's great. Tell us about the
yeah.
Lynn Lady. What's up
Yeah,
with
man.
the Louisiana
Of course.
hustler
I
from
mean,
the
I thought
back
you
rows?
guys,
You
like,
know what I'm
as
saying?
we were putting this
He's
together,
one of those.
I found you
He's one of
guys
those
through,
meet you in the alley.
Henry Zabrowski.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's how I found you guys initially. And then, I'm a lot like him. I'm also, well, he's in LA now, but I'm like around New York, right? We kind of like randomly run, like I know people who know him. It's like a small little performance community in New York, right? So anyway, I heard about you guys because he was on your show, started listening, just loved it. So I'm a huge fan. So that's first off.
Thanks,
You're
man.
welcome.
Yeah, appreciate
but
that.
also, thank you. I love what you guys do, man. I'm from the South originally.
Yeah.
I feel the underground spirit. I feel the underground culture. I think it's important. I'm a big, big fan of what you guys do. First
Hell
off.
Yeah,
Thank you,
appreciate
bro.
that.
Much love, man. Appreciate you.
Of course. So secondly, the Lynn Lady is an audio series, 6-episode long audio series that is like a good old-fashioned New England ghost story set around Salem, Massachusetts.
Nice.
You want to think like Stephen King. You want to think Sleepy Hollow. You want to think that kind of shit. That's kind of like the reference point. It's creepier than it is scary. 6 episodes long, 15 actors, based on a real murder that happened in 1941 that's unsolved, which is like the most gruesome, man. They found this woman, Frances Cochran, is the girl who got murdered, 1941. They found this girl in the woods, been molested, beat to death,
Damn.
stick shoved down her throat, dress set on fire,
Dude.
Wow.
zero evidence.
Wow.
Still unsolved to this day.
Crazy.
Jesus.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and like right after that murder too, like right after, people start seeing this ghost around the area where it happened.
Dude,
Damn.
it just gets better and better and better
So
and better.
our audio series is both. It takes place in 1941 and 2021. 1941, we're following Frances Cochran as she winds up towards her own death, and we all know that from the start, but you don't know who's going to do it. Now it's going to happen. That's half of it, and then the other half of it is this 2021 crew who host, you're going to love this, they host a true crime paranormal podcast called Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's the pin you got, this pin. Twisted
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
Yeah, shit is sick.
Yeah. So that's
So-
a fictional podcast we just made up, and they host it. Our 2021 crew hosts that podcast, and they start getting kind of entangled in the ghost of Frances Cochran, and it all kind of comes together toward the end of the series. So it's cool, man. It's creepy as hell.
Wow, that's dope.
Dude, that's
man.
brilliant, bro. I'm so about that.
Yeah, and I see you say that like the avatars could interact and do different stuff, so people could know. That's interesting too, man.
Yeah, man.
So I
Yeah.
need to know, how long have you? When did this thing start? Like, how long is the gestation period of something like? Obviously, you've probably been into this story for years and knew it could live somewhere else. How long until you get the idea and it coming into here? Because it seems like a big mountain of work that you've done.
Yeah.
And just coming from my kind of brain, I think, Jesus Christ, like this is a lot of work. This is a lot of, how long does this thing take you to get done, man?
Man, not long. Not as long as you think. Like,
Really?
yeah, we did back in October. We did kind of to celebrate Halloween because I don't know how Halloween was in Texas or anything, but here Halloween was like nothing last year.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And for a place like Salem, which is where I normally spend my Halloweens, which Salem Halloween, if you guys haven't done it at some point in your lives.
Well, that was our plan. That was our
we were
plan
supposed
this
to
year.
go
We were
this year.
supposed to go this
Yeah.
year, and
We had
and
it-
got
And then the
fucked.
COVID happened.
We
yeah.
had everything lined up. That's what we were going to do.
Yeah, we was
go
headed
this
there,
year.
man. We was actually on our way to be there.
Oh man, well, it's probably good you didn't come. I know people who came anyway, and like spent $2-3 grand or whatever flying out from Arizona or California or whatever and staying in hotels and all that. And I told them like, don't,
Yeah.
just don't this year because all the cool shit is not happening, and they did it anyway, and then they regretted it. So good call not doing it.
Yeah,
But-
I was Googling the hell out that shit, and every day it was like, this is closing. This is not going to open. We're not doing this year. Then they was like, you have to, if you don't take a COVID, you got to like quarantine out there. I'm like, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
shit.
aunt lives right up there in Boston. We were going to crash at her crib,
And
she
just
was
drive
like,
down
she
there.
was like, man, don't even come,
Yeah.
nephew. You're like it's pointless. And we were majorly bummed, and because I remember Salem as from like a young teenager going out there. It was so dope back
Yeah.
then. And as spooky kids, we love this kind of shit. You know,
Our
what I mean?
Graceland.
So,
Yeah,
kind
no
of.
shit.
yeah, it's like our mecca. So
Man, yeah, dude. We could talk for 3 hours about Salem, man. Just me telling you all the cool shit that's there and why it's like it is the thing that made me a New England like I moved to New York area before going to Salem, but I'm from Tennessee originally. And I was like, not crazy about New England and especially New York when I first got here. But then I went to Salem and I was like, I'm never leaving this place. Ever. Because it's the weirdest place on earth. I mean, I call it that all the time. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why does this town even exist?
Yeah,
Like,
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we built an entire town, which is now Halloween USA, Witch City USA. It's like Disneyland for spooky kids.
Yeah.
And like the only reason it's there is because 20 people got killed in 69. Like it's weird as shit. That's probably why I love it. I'm a big fan of it. Anyway, so I've been like into Salem stuff for years. And this past October when Halloween wasn't happening, all my like friends who were in the city here in New York, actors were out of work. Everybody was like, we have no idea what we're gonna do. So
Yeah.
I started working with a casting director friend of mine, and we put together in October a feature-length audio drama that was set during the Salem witch trials.
Nice.
And it was kind of like, that was really quick. That was really rushed. We just wanted to see if we could do it, really. But we had so much fun doing it that about 5 or 6 days after that premiered, which was the week before Halloween, we decided to do another one. And so from the time of like deciding to do it, which was like, I don't know, November 4th, 5th, until the time of casting was like 2.5, 3 weeks. So that's about how long I had to write the script. And then we had a week to cast it, we had a week to rehearse it, and then the cast had a week to record it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all the game stuff, which I don't know if we really talked about yet, but basically the premiere of this thing, which is on the 29th in 9 days at 6 p.m. Eastern time. The premiere of this thing is taking place entirely within a browser-based video game.
That's going to be wow.
Yeah, it's insane. And like the way it works is like it's, because I don't know I mean, we're on Zoom right now talking to each other, but I don't know about you guys. I'm fucking sick of Zoom.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of Skype, and I'm so over, like, it's fine for some stuff, but like, I don't want to go, watch a movie premiere or something on Zoom. Like, it's lame.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
It makes everything that's a 10 automatically a 6.
what's
Like
that?
everything that's a 10, it makes it a 6. Everything that's really, really great, it makes it shit. You
Yeah.
know, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It makes everything not as cool as it could be. So we started thinking probably about 3-4 weeks ago. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was New Year's. Oh, another Henry Zabrowski tie. Did you guys see on New Year's, Zabrowski was Alamo Drafthouse hired him to do narration on Mandy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
you guys go to
didn't.
that?
I didn't see it, but that sounds hilarious, dude.
Oh
He's
my
so
God,
funny,
dude.
man.
Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, man. He just literally taught him and his wife just literally like he narrate. Have you guys seen Mandy?
Oh yeah, the Nick Cage
okay.
joint.
Yeah. He narrated as the Cheddar Goblin. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
shit.
through the whole movie, it was just Zabrowski narrating as the Cheddar Goblin. It was hilarious. But anyway, the after party, Alamo did in this like world that they had built on this software called Gather. And we went to it just because Mandy's like one of my favorite films of the last few years. And I love Zabrowski, so I was like, all right, I'm not doing anything else for New Year's. So went to it, but I had no idea what the after party was. So we watched the movie. I get, pretty out of my mind, and then stumble into this after party, which is in this like virtual space. And we're like, there's a couple people from the Lynn Lady team there, and we're just all looking at each other like, this is the coolest shit. Like, how did they? So we dug into it and realized we could probably do it. And then we were like, January 2nd, we were like, well, let's fucking do it then. So we would, from then till now, that's like all we've been working on is just building this world.
So dope. Man.
So that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So for the people listening, they go to your website and they create an avatar for themselves, or they're given an avatar. How does it work?
Yeah. So the way it works is you don't have to do anything. Like when you buy your ticket, you get an email that sends you like a video that's me just showing you like walking through the space, right? And teaching you how to use the controls. And there's like a practice room you can go to at any time to like get used to how it works. But then between then and the night of, you don't have to do anything. And the night of, when you log in, you're given your avatar, you name it, and you can like change its appearance and shit then. And then that's it. Everything takes place within the browser. We have like a schedule in place that has like, we have featurettes, we have giveaways, we have live events, we have like other like guests coming to do like interviews and shit. We have Easter eggs. We have like all kinds of like cool hidden shit that some of which like if you figure it out, you win shit. So yeah. It's gonna be cool, man. I think it's gonna be this like chaotic mess of people who are just like running around, and then all these avatars can video chat with each other. So if you walk up to another avatar in this world, a little video box pops up. If they've got their camera on and you've got your camera on, you can talk to people. Whoa. So you can get to know like everybody. It's the coolest shit, man. I'm so excited about it.
Dude, this is gonna be so
gonna
fucking
be crazy.
cool.
No, I know.
This is gonna be so
like
cool.
Legend of Zelda meets Castlevania type shit.
Yeah.
Man.
So when I'm
That's
in
what
there,
it's like. It's like Castlevania. Yeah.
when I'm in the browser, am I searching for the Lynn Lady?
Now, when you're in the browser, you'll get a link right before we go live, and then you'll hit that link, and it'll take you right to where you need to be.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so and everything's pretty self-explanatory. So when you show up, we are. How does it work? Or like we're the team looking for the Lynn Lady, and you're guiding us.
No. Here's the way it works. So the audio series is 6 episodes long, and the way the night's going to work. Well, how the night's going to start is we had a bartender make us a signature cocktail with Sprite and rum and grenadine and shit like that. It's really sweet. It's not really my jam, but he made us this cocktail. And so the night's going to start with a live person in our bar. Here, can I share my... Let me show you. I'll show you.
Yeah, cool.
Not? But you got to enable screen sharing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you enable screen sharing on your end? It says I can't do it unless you guys enable it.
Low key. He's our producer, man. We don't. Yeah, we don't. The computers are still a foreign world to me. You know what I'm saying? I got my first computer ever during the quarantine. So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
Enable it.
I was, you know, I remember growing up.
You can't.
I just thought it was a phase that would be over with, but I guess computers are here to stay.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I did it.
Did we do it?
Okay. Oh, you're sharing your screen.
Is that what I need to do or no?
No, you need to enable it so I can share my screen. Let me see how you do that. Hold up. All right. Didn't mean to derail the interview or anything.
No worries.
Sorry if this is
It's all good.
inconvenient.
We're gonna put Kent to work for once. He's gonna be editing and chopping shit up.
Okay, share screen.
Enable full screen. Nah. Nah. Hit X on that settings window. And just bring up zoom again, like on the bottom there, the taskbar. I love that Goosebumps G, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hit that again. Oh, you gotta stop sharing so you can see it. Damn it. The little when you hit the thing in the taskbar, the little like green bar on the right, you're gonna have to click that and click stop sharing. Yeah. And then once you stop, yeah. And then I think, hold on, let me find where the share screen thing is.
Okay, multiple shares simultaneously or advanced sharing options.
Try the first one, and let's see if that works. Booyah. That did it.
Hi-yo.
Hey.
Hi-yo.
All right, so you guys can see my screen?
We're in.
We're in.
All right, so you can see this?
Yeah.
We can see it.
All right. So this is the lobby that we're looking at currently.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it'll be like. You'll be moving around with your little avatar, right? We got a little map here on the floor to help you with where you need to go. We got an arcade with some old school 8-bit video games. We got a tarot
So
shop.
dope.
Is it
got
okay
a
for the audience to
graveyard.
see this?
What's that?
Is it okay for other people to see this? For the people
Yeah,
that
it's
are
totally
watching?
cool.
Okay, cool.
Totally cool.
Is this
So-
recording so we can share it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, share away. I think I've got like a walkthrough on my own YouTube channel where it's just showing people how it works. So the way the night works is like we start here in the lobby. We go over here to this bar where someone will be live mixing this drink, telling us how to do it. From there, everybody gets sent up to the theaters, which are up here.
Nice.
And this is the main theater. We have 3 theaters.
I'm on seat G.
So you notice here, like when we walk in this room, this YouTube video popped up on the bottom left.
Yeah.
Basically, the way this is going to work is at certain times, the episodes are going to pop up, and we're all going to listen to them together. And then after like episode 1 is done, I'll come on screen and I'll say, all right, everybody, we got a 20-minute break until episode 2. Here's the live events we got going on in this 20-minute break. Here's the giveaways we got going on. Here's the featurettes you can go check out. Tell you where to go if you want to go check those things out, or you can just wander around and try and figure shit out. Be back here in 20 minutes for episode 2. And so we just go back and forth between episodes and the events until all 6 are done. And then we have the after party, which is taking place. I won't show you guys that because it's kind of
Yeah.
but we got an after party that's taking place in the woods where we're trying to get a DJ, and we'll have like more games and stuff to do there. But this is pretty much like what the world's going to be like. Some of these places are spaces that are actually in the audio series. So like Corwin's Curiosity Shop is a new age store in Salem that we made up for this audio series, and it's a location that you can actually go to. And like if we bounce over there real quick, just to show you guys kind of what it's like a tarot parlor. And this is what it looks like. And one of our live events are happening in here. But, you know, we've also got stuff like this where there's a little door in the back and it says enter for your oracle reading. You enter that and it says, what do you want to ask? Walk the labyrinth as you think about your question.
Yo.
And then this is a labyrinth. So we're thinking about our question. I don't know. Ask me a question, like a tarot question.
Will I get married in the next 10 years?
Look at him.
All right.
Look at this fucking
Will I
horny
get married
fuck.
in the next 10 years?
Tarot question.
That's a tarot question. Yeah. Will I get married in the next 10 years? So we're thinking about that. Will I get married in the next 10 years? And then once we get to our little satanic pentagram here, all right, pick a door. One, two, three, or four.
Three.
1, 2, or 3.
3. Dude, I'm fucking
All right.
infatuated right now.
Oh, you got the 3 of Cups. All right. So this says, you're in a time of celebration. Crisis is finished and work has produced good results. Central to this card is the involvement of your family, friends, or community in arriving at this moment. Collaboration, community, and support are important to you. If you're not feeling particularly celebratory, consider the ways in which your support network impacts your life. That sounds to me like you probably won't get married.
Yeah.
You're not
You and your homies
getting
are gonna be,
married.
like, real cool though.
That's what I was shooting for.
He's gonna get 5 people pregnant though,
Yeah.
and 3 of them are gonna need Valtrex. Dude, that's
So,
so
yeah, man.
badass, man.
Sick, man.
That is absolutely
I-
amazing, man.
And so
Thanks,
when
man.
people, how does it work when people bump into people? Will like a
You get to
screen of
talk
them
to 'em.
show up and you can talk to them?
Yeah, it pops up
Oh,
like
that's
right
cool.
here, kind of in the middle. If there was somebody, I'm the only one in here right now, but if we had somebody else in the team or something in here, when I walked up to their little avatar, a little box would pop up right here where it would show their webcam and video, or their webcam and their audio if they had it enabled, and it would show mine if I had it enabled. And then you can chat. We also have these things called private spaces, which basically anytime you see furniture, it's a private space. So like us 4, if we were in this world together and we entered this lobby 5 private space, we would be able to talk to each other in this private space as long as we're all in it. But anybody outside of the space wouldn't be able to see or talk to us.
That
So
is
you can
so
like roll
dope.
around with your friends all night and like take up spots. Like this is the thing I think is going to be cool. If we go to the basement, which is one of my favorite rooms, we got a live event going on in the basement, which is like a pre-recorded or a live streaming version of the podcast that we made up, Twisted Salem. So we're doing a live episode of that podcast here, and it's hilarious. But like,
Oh, that's wild.
in this basement, we've got a casino with Texas Hold'em poker. And this is basically a private space down here. So if you want, like you and I think 10 people can play this game. So
Yeah.
all night long, you and your like 9 friends can just chill and play Texas Hold'em all night, do whatever you want. This is kind of what the arcade games look like. I think this is Tetris over here. Yeah. So we got Tetris here that
Oh,
you can,
shit.
yeah, we got a few of these sprinkled throughout the place. So man, it's kind of like a dealer's choice sort of night. Like you can run around and do the live events. You can run around and just watch the featurettes. We've got a bunch of featurettes about the making of the series. You can run around and play games. You can just talk to people all night. It's real whatever you want to do. It's real open.
Dude, it is fucking
That's
Man,
incredible,
that's
man.
wild.
amazing.
Thanks, dude.
And the good thing is so it's perfect timing for something like this
Yeah,
because when
yeah.
this all started, people weren't used to doing things. Of course, the first few festivals you saw online or the first few premieres you saw online, you were like, eh. But after 3 months and you realize, well, I better get used to this or I'm going
Yeah.
to be really, really
This
bored.
is like being normal.
People are used
Yeah.
to it now. So
Yeah.
people are more apt to do this. Man, this is incredible.
That shit gonna
Thanks,
be
man.
nuts.
And first of all, congratulations,
Yeah.
man. You built something really, really dope.
Yeah, man, that's
Thank you,
super
dude.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, man. I can't. This is gonna be a blasty blast. I can't wait to get in here and mix it up, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for the 20-minute breaks. I'm going to try to go get computer game laid.
No doubt.
Catch you a virus.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
And you guys will have a booth. You have a booth there in the after party too. So like
Ah, yeah.
that'll be cool. I mean, I know I was flipping through your merch yesterday, and I was like, shit, I might have to buy some of these things. So, those jogging pants you got.
Crazy,
Yeah.
Those
right?
are nuts, huh?
Yeah. Appreciate that,
Ooh.
man.
Yeah,
Nice.
our homie drew those for us. That he made. I don't know if you ever saw a movie called Ghost House on Netflix.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, the guy that made Ghost House, he
Yeah.
drew that for us. He's got a new movie coming. Shout out to Rich Ragsdale. He has a new
Ragsdale
movie
Brothers.
coming out called The Loop, which is like we got to see it early, and it's like the coolest. Like you'll love it. It's like the coolest.
Yeah, it's
80s
like what 10
style.
minute long.
It's like an 80s style villain
Yes.
that like says catchphrases at people like Pinhead and shit, but he's like,
Yeah.
it's dope, dude.
Yeah,
it's
it's
dope.
sick.
So shout out to my
Oh,
homie
man.
Rich. But so I love how you did like the tarot card.
Yeah. We did
It kind of
3
sets the
those.
mood for things.
Yeah, it does.
That's how did you come up with this idea and where do you go to get tarot cards made? That's like it's crazy. It's like a crazy thing.
Yeah, we have a designer for this. Her name's Laura, and she designed a lot of the basically the way the like video game design worked was we figured out if we could do it, and then I sat down with my assistant director and we figured out like, okay, what exact events do we want to do, and then we kind of figured out what spaces would we want to put those events in. And then we just drew a map of like, okay, this is, roughly how you would get from A to B, and these are what the spaces would be. And then I put together a big Google folder just filled with images of like reference points. Castlevania was in there, Zelda was in there. I mean, a lot of like, and horror stuff too. The original Blair Witch was in there. A lot of like, what else did Sleepy Hollow was in there. So it was a lot of like tonal stuff, like the way I wanted it to look and feel. And then she went and designed a lot of what the space that you just saw was. And as a part of that process too, she designed these 3 custom tarot cards that are they are only like appearing in this world. There's a room where you can see all 3 called the gallery in the space. But basically we went back and forth, and like here I'll hold mine up. What you see in the card is a truck that's crashed here on the side of the road, and a smokestack in the middle with a lightning bolt striking it, and a factory, right? So that's what's in the card. All 3 of those elements, the smokestack, the lightning bolt, and the truck, are pieces from the story.
Okay. Cool.
So
Nice.
yeah, so the leather factory is where Frances Cochran, the girl that's murdered, works in 1941.
At a leather factory?
Yeah, it's a leather tanning factory, dude.
It's like it's fucking made to be spooky.
Yeah.
I know.
What the
Dude,
fuck?
It's so weird. This is, I think this is a New England thing because I never heard about it in the South, but like in New England around this time, the 40s, everything was industrial, right? There's factories everywhere. And in Salem, there are so many leather tanning factories, and these places are so like. If you guys ever hunted, hunted a deer, like, so you know what it is when a deer starts to like this, its skin starts to decompose, and you have all that like white pus and like whole factories of that.
Jesus.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah.
She worked in one of those. We don't lean too much into how weird it is and gross it is in the series because it's audio. You're listening to it. I think it would be really scary if you could see it. But somebody should definitely do a horror movie set in a leather.
Yeah.
So, what's your background? Like, what's your? How did you get? I know you did this, but what did you do before this? What's your kind of like aim of focus on besides this? Are you a podcast producer?
I do have a podcast, for To Salem, which is the channel that is making this. But
Nice.
I started as I grew up in Tennessee, pretty impoverished part of Tennessee. Didn't have a lot of money growing up. Didn't really think I was ever going to leave. And then, random circumstance when I was in high school, some friends of mine were joining the drama club, and I was like, weird, and I didn't really have any friends. But like these friends of mine who were joining were like goth dudes, which is basically what I was, like, running around listening to like Slipknot and Cypress Hill and like
Yeah.
a lot of Wu-Tang, and there was just this, I don't know if you guys had this or not, but like in my high school there was just this clique of people who were like into this very specific rebellious
Yeah.
thing.
You went to the Warped Tour, you went to the Rock the Mic tour, and you went to the Corn Festival.
Yeah.
That's where you went.
Whatever that was,
Yeah.
new metal. I don't even know what you call it, but whatever that scene was.
Yeah,
I was
one
definitely
guy
in
wore
it.
a Cypress Hill shirt, one guy a Wu-Tang shirt, one guy a Marilyn Manson shirt, one guy a Cradle of Filth shirt.
Yeah,
that was
and
everybody.
we were all tight. Like
Yeah.
there was no, we were all going to each other's place after school and like chilling with each other's grandmas and shit. Like it was it was cool. Like, and so I was a part of that clique, and then that clique started to do drama. Some of them did, so I started to do that, and then, man, what changed it for me? Like I was into it and it was cool, but then my sophomore year of high school, a feature film started shooting around where I grew up in Middle Tennessee. And there's this legend in Middle Tennessee of the Bell Witch. You guys ever heard of her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this legend of the Bell Witch. She's famously the only ghost in American history to have legally killed someone.
Yeah.
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 I actually heard about it on last podcast.
Yeah, they did a series on it
Yeah.
a few months back. Yeah. So so when I'm a junior or a sophomore in high school, they're shooting this movie, and I see an audition, and by this point I'd done like a few, plays. So I go audition, and I get a part. And then I end up being in this feature film called The Bell Witch Haunting. And dude, it just, the process of making a horror movie, even as an actor with like a small role, was one of the coolest. I mean, I can't even explain, still to this day, it was just like, I have so many badass memories of like, because I played a character who died gruesomely.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, there is no better role to play in anything than a person who dies horribly in a horror movie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It is
You always
so
remembered.
Well, those are the ones that get remembered.
Yeah.
Those are the
You're
scenes.
like, man,
man.
you went out like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's. I've never played like a Freddy Krueger or a Pinhead or like an iconic horror villain, but I imagine it's more fun than even those guys, because you got to imagine they get bored after a
Yeah.
while. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you listen to like Robert Englund talk about playing Freddy, and you can tell he's been over it for a long time.
Yeah.
He's over it, but
Yeah.
he pays the bills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We did a Zoom meeting with him the other day. He was in his boxer shorts.
yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. He was
No
Yeah.
shit.
and we were like, nice boxers, dude. And he was like, I'm hot. I'm like, fuck
Yeah, he getting served
him,
wine
man.
in his back. His wife was washing clothes. They was just chilling.
Yeah, he was like, great. Yeah, I'm ready. What's the question?
Just completely over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't blame him, man. I would be too if I was him.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'd be
Yeah,
done.
and he's the GOAT, man. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, that's
He's our
true.
Elvis, so he can do what he
He
wants.
can do what he wants.
That's true. I totally agree. So yeah, I was in this horror movie, and man, it woke something up in me. So I go off to college. I'm still acting. About a decade after, I end up moving to New England, and I start acting in New York shit. And I still am like, as a New York actor, I'm pretty unhappy, if I'm honest. Mostly because I know this is kind of sacrilegious, but I don't actually like New York
Yeah.
almost at all. And I, if I'm honest with you, I have a bunch of friends that don't like it either.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
like-
it's just a
I
place
know-
you gotta be to do the thing. It's like a
Yeah.
chore in itself.
Yeah, but very few people that I know anyway actually like it, especially like writer director people. They just can't stand it.
Yeah.
So after a while doing that, I had some like personal shit happen, and it was like a big life transition. About a year and a half ago, and after that, I was like, you know what? I'm leaving New York. I'm getting closer to where I want to be, which is Salem, and I'm going to start writing and directing stuff. And I want to start doing horror because I'd been trying, but nobody was making it. It was so weird. Like, I don't know what it is, but in New York, the only horror that was getting made was like student shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Still, I don't know why, but
Because it's not highbrow. People consider it not highbrow. People
I
consider it.
guess.
People
I think that's
consider
dumb
it.
as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, horror's the shit.
Yeah.
There's so much highbrow horror, man. The
Yeah.
Witch, that's highbrow as shit. Hereditary, Midsummer.
But it's just
That
what
shit's
they
highbrow.
think. That's what a lot of cultures and a lot of circles think, that horror is not highbrow. And
Pinkies up for the Witch.
Yeah.
Let's get some Grey Poupon and watch the Witch.
Throw your shawls back.
Yeah, dude, the
New York should be a horror movie within itself.
No shit.
It should be. And it used to be, you know, you hear stories about like Lloyd Kaufman and Trauma and those
Yeah.
cats. I mean, that was a New York thing. I don't know what
God
happened.
damn it.
yeah, that like that old school. What talk about some crazy shit? We love trauma movies, you know.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
Lloyd Kaufman getting in there. Hey, who wants to be in a movie? And
Yeah.
just making the Toxic
It looked like it
Avenger.
would be like Subway Killers like once a year out there or some shit. It's
yeah,
just so
there's
random.
all kinds of shit.
Because when
you
we
can
went
do.
out there, we caught the subway to Times Square. Then we come back. Then we get back on the subway, jam packed. Like, man, that was the most uncomfortable ride. And then it stopped, and me and him crushed like two dudes behind us.
we fell. We didn't know.
So we wasn't holding on correctly.
Yeah, we didn't know that this thing stops abruptly.
Stopped
we,
so fast.
We crushed this poor English guy. We fell right on him. He was
Yeah,
150
man. It was just
pounds.
like
Our big 300-pound. We were like,
I'm talking about, and you actually like just face to face with people. Like I'm staring in somebody's eyes on the subway.
you-
like
this
shit.
poor guy goes, "Ugh," like you can hear him. Like we're like, oh, I was like, bro, I'm sorry, man. And he was like,
Like,
oh,
that dude didn't even blink, man. I was like, God, I say he used to
Probably
this
a New
shit.
Yorker, man. You get used to it.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of heads down and straight walking, man. It wasn't no conversations and
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? None of that, man.
Nah, I mean, I respect it more than I enjoy it, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
respect the hustle. I really
Oh,
do.
yeah.
But I'm just not about it. You know, I grew up with land.
Yeah.
I grew up with hills and woods and shit, and I just
Yeah.
can't.
No doubt.
Well,
I
we
gotta
talk
be
about
in
it. We talk about it all the time. Is it's people like you that push the horror genre forward. It's people that love it and would make it even if no one saw it. You know, they make it because they love it. And in the past, like 3 years now, all the good shit is indie shit. All of it.
Yeah,
They
man.
pumping hard right now.
It's just so hard. And every big budget movie you see that's horror, even if it's okay, it can't match up to 5 indie movies that are out at the time, you know?
Nah.
Because
and even when
it's
you have like, you know, some kind of support, like your boy Josh. Oh God, I forgot his last name. Scare Me. Dude.
Josh Rubin.
Josh
yeah.
Rubin, yeah.
The dude you guys had on, great interview, by the way. I love that movie,
Yeah.
and I would say that he had like what we'd say is moderate support.
Uh-huh.
It seems like, right?
Yeah.
But you can tell that dude cut his teeth
Yeah.
on the same shit we did.
Yeah.
yeah.
It bleeds
just
through in
oozes it.
everything. Yeah, it bleeds
Yeah.
through in everything, man. And it's
Yeah.
a big budget. I mean, and it shows so much because the people that are making indie horror are doing it because they love it and it comes across in the work. They're not doing it because they got all this money from the investor and they got to deliver something. Or they have all these producers that are pulling them each way and they have to fill these little slots. All that shit is not even a thought when they're making it, which makes it good.
Yeah.
That's
You get to have your own ideas and be able to stick with them.
It's almost like yeah.
flipping the script on you or tell you to say this, don't say that. It's like, oh, don't go shoot the movie there. That's not a good scene. It's like, no, let's shoot it and see how it comes out. You know, instead of being held back by, we were talking about that the other day, you got to shut down so many different streets and avenues just to get this one shot that might not be in the movie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
man.
in Indy, it's like, oh no, we putting all of it in there. So it makes it very interesting to see how they do it. And even the other one that we interviewed the guy on when they were doing the Zoom meeting horror movie.
Jed Shepard from Host.
Host was a great one. Because of the times right now, it's like it was perfect. You know, it's like, man, this is what we going through. Everybody could relate. And then when we interviewed them, and you seen how many people had an input on it, it just made it all that better. To me, personally.
Man, yeah, I think there's something about it too. Like you guys talk about this a little bit on your show, and I think about it all the time, man. Like, you know what the real difference between, because a genre is just a genre, right? It has parameters, it has its like shticks, and you have those in every genre. I don't think that, you know, those things about horror is necessarily what makes horror great. I think what makes horror great is horror lovers.
Yeah.
Because, dude, writing this audio series, like, I made the first one, right? And it's set during the Salem witch trials. And it's not very scary. It's not really horror. It's like, it's got scary elements or whatever. But I had never done it before. It's my first audio drama. So I make it, I release it. And then I get just lost in this web of audio drama producers. And there are so many people making such cool shit right now. And then I go off on this rabbit hole of horror audio dramas, and man, my jaw like continually hit the floor as I was going down that rabbit hole because with horror, you know that you can push the audience, like you know you can, and to some degree they want you to.
They want you to.
Definitely.
They're waiting for it.
Definitely.
Yeah, that gives you the license as a writer anyway to be like, can we make this a little bit weirder?
Yeah.
Can we make this go a
Don't
little
hold
bit farther?
back, man.
Yeah.
You never want the audience to be like, you know what, they should have did this right here instead of that. It's like, no, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah. So
Joel,
we got all kinds of shit.
Man, Joel, I gotta say, you're one of the most, I think, creative people I think we've ever talked to. This is like,
oh, dude.
this is like the coolest.
Yeah, that's so dope. Interaction is
I
dope.
can't wait
to me,
for
man.
this shit, man.
Yeah.
This is like this. Yeah, like it's basically gonna be Halloween because our Halloween got butt fucked.
Halloween in January.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Let's
All year
fucking
round.
do
Keep
it,
it coming,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
This is like like I love even like the little details you put like in the bookmark and
Yeah.
like that's so cool to me. And you gotta.
I'm all about it, man. You know what? I appreciate that, but you know what it also is too, like about horror specifically. I'm sure you got. I mean, I know because I listen to you. So you know, softball tee up. I already know the answer to what I'm about to say, but like, I love horror like you do. But you know what I love more than horror is horror experiences. So like, when I think about my favorite horror movies, there are some horror movies that I recognize are brilliant that I don't dig that much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I get it. Friday the 13th, perfect example. I get it. You know, I've watched them all. I'm down, but it just doesn't land on me in the same way that Nightmare or Hellraiser do. You know, different strokes. But I wonder too sometimes, like when I was 5 years old, my mom's boyfriend at the time, 5 or 6, woke me up in the middle of the night with an old glove with the fingertips cut off and steak knives taped to his fingers, like impersonating Freddy Krueger. He's like, "I'm gonna get you!" Like, scared the shit out of me, right?
Yeah.
And then like maybe a week or two later, my older sisters, were like watching it as sleepover, and I was like, you know, creeping around, like trying to like see what was going on, you know, because they wouldn't let me watch it. And I wonder like how much of my early love for Freddy, which was really an entry point for me into the genre, especially the gore part of the genre.
Same.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that is because of those experiences and how much of it is because of the movies themselves. I think it's both.
I think it's a whole lot of both. Yeah, it's both. And I think we'd be surprised to know how much it's the first part and not just the second part, because a lot of times you don't think about shit like that. Like with me and Ghosts, like, because I lived in a house when I was a kid that wasn't funny. It was fucked up. Like, I lived in a fucked up, really fucked up haunted house when I was a kid. So because of that, shit, like, there's some movies I just don't fuck with. Even Paranormal Activity, I do not fuck with that. I don't even come close to watching it. I don't watch the previews. None of that shit. But when it comes to other shit, like slasher shit, I love it. But that ghost shit, you could miss me with that shit all day long.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's poor Ken gets a horror experience every time he comes over. 'Cause we like to scare the shit out of him.
The Conjuring is like one of his no-nos.
I don't fuck with the Conjuring. I made it
we
about.
love the Conjuring.
Yeah, I love telling Kent we're about to review a movie as a ghost story. He's like, and he'll just show up and act like he watched it. And he'll be like, well,
Yeah, it was
the
pretty good.
cinematography. He'll be like,
But that to me, like you saying, the introduction to horror, like to me was watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and not knowing about all these other movies that already came out before that. So when I saw like Jason and Michael Myers and the Extras, it was kind of like, man, y'all really can't mess with Freddy, man. Freddy got that. He just had that it factor. It was like, damn. The one thing that, and I was young too. I was around your age when I saw it. I'm like, the fact that you cannot go to sleep.
Yeah,
that's scary as hell.
That just dawned on me, like, man, everybody need rest. So eventually, he's gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? And I was brought into that. So when I started seeing other movies, it just became like, oh man, I love it. Then I fell in love with the zombie movies. Because Return of the Living Dead, when I saw that, I was just automatically hooked. Zombies talking, running fast. It just brought a whole different element to going to graveyards and funerals. I'm like, oh shit, it's about to happen. I'm thinking like every time I used to pass by a graveyard, I'm like, man, that's a lot of people that come after you. But I just, like you say, it's just being a lover of it, man. My mom loved it. My sister them loved it. So,
and I think all of that has a lot to do with when you experienced it first.
Yeah,
you experienced it when you was a kid and you were with your cousins or your homies.
I got boosted up. Like my sister was like, "Hey, it's just a movie." You know
yeah.
Saying? And once I understood that, like, it just took me to a whole nother place.
Did y'all used to hold your breath when you go by a graveyard?
Oh yeah, no, we still do it. Layla,
me and my sister we'd hold our breath, man. It's like if you breathe it in, you were gonna like turn into a zombie.
My daughter does it. My daughter still does it.
It's just the zombie movies are just
because that's the dead's air. You don't want to breathe the dead's air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, look, man.
I used to plug my ears in horror movies. That was my thing when I was a kid.
Plug your ears,
watch, but I wouldn't listen. I would do like this and watch the movies.
Yeah.
Because I'm jumpy as shit. I still do that on jump scares. Still to this day, I'm one of those people who like legit jumps like every time, even if I know it's coming. There's something about like instant sound that just fucks me up.
But that's how we was tripping. We saw a couple horror movies in 4DX, and the only thing about that is it kind of gets you ready for the jump. Like your seats are tilt forward, or your seat are tilt aside. But the only thing that'll get you is this little wind that they send at you behind your neck. That shit freaks. Shit freaks you out because it's out the blue, and it's like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, that got me, man.
There was a tough guy like 3 rows up.
Oh my god!
And he had his boot with him. And his drink went all over his
popcorn
shoulder.
everywhere.
Yeah. We seen him in the parking lot afterwards, and then it was like, "You all right, player?"
He tried to play it off, talking about he was asleep. Nah, you was tucked in that seat, man.
Oh my god! I was asleep, man. That's hilarious.
Well, look, man. Congratulations on the thing you built. Plug away. Tell everybody where they could find it. Tell everybody where they can find the podcast, the network, all of it.
Yeah, where's the party going to be at on 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern?
Party. All right, so you get tickets to Salem, TOSALEM.com. Go there, and on the front page, there's a little box, like, I don't know, third of the way down that says the Lynn Lady. You can click that. You can follow any of the Two Salem things on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. It's Two Salem site or Two Salem on all those places. I do live streams every Friday where actually I talk about like more esoteric witchy shit, which is kind of my other great love in life is witch shit.
Say that again one more time, Joel. You froze up. Say it again.
Oh, sorry about that. I do Friday live streams every Friday at 1:30 on the YouTube channel. If you ever want to pop into that and talk, I talk mostly about like witch stuff and esoteric stuff, which is what I'm into horror, I'm into filmmaking, I'm also into esoteric shit. So you can pop by for that. But yeah, to Salem, the website is the place to go, and then you can get tickets from there. We're gonna be selling them. I think we can sell them right up to 6 p.m. on January 29th, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And you can get them anytime. They're $35 now. Oh, just for you guys, I set this up before we started. For your listeners, if when they check out on a regularly priced ticket, they use the promo code GUTS, all lowercase, no periods, G.U.T.S, 20% off regular tickets.
Hey!
Yeah.
You hear that, horror goons?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Party for the horror goons, baby.
Fucking awesome.
Get your deals,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, man. And so to everybody that's listening, we'll be posting about it on our Instagram.
Definitely.
So if you have trouble finding it, you could find it on our Instagram. We're just going to make sure that you finding this thing is not going to be a problem, because I really, really think you'll enjoy it. Because, I mean, it just really looks like a blast, man.
Yeah, everyone come party with us. tosalem.com /Lynn Lady.
I'll be the avatar with his pants down.
Hey.
I'm going to be the avatar that's one biscuit away from a heart attack.
It'd be like
Thanks
that
so much
down-
for having me
you know,
on, guys. This was awesome.
Like that video game Loaded. That video game Loaded back in the days, man. I used to love that shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Joe, man, it was so cool to meet you, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks
and
for
talk to you, man. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for reaching out to us. This is seriously like one of the coolest things I've ever seen done.
Yeah, super dope.
So, I mean, this is like totally some same tribe shit. So,
Yeah, totally.
So,
totally.
you got some friends for life, man. Anytime,
Anytime you got
anything you need to
going on,
share,
let us know.
yeah, anything you need reposted or to share for this event, I
Yeah.
feel like this is an important thing because I haven't seen anything like this. So, but I mean, what do I know?
Man,
But
I appreciate that a lot. And just so you got, I mean, we're the same team that made this. Like we're working on a follow-up, but what we're really working on, this is not public yet, but what we're really working on is a horror feature.
Hell
We're in we're in the early days. I've got a short film. My first short is in consideration for like 6 festivals right now. It's horror-esque. It's like horror-esque. It's not straight up horror. It's like horror light. But it looks like we might be able to get going on a feature this year.
Hell
which-
yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
so
yeah,
you got to
that's
come
what
back
we're
on. You got to come back
Definitely.
on to promote it.
So we could talk about
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, anytime you're always welcome on Guts.
it. Yeah, no
This
doubt,
is the
man.
coolest shit ever. And
Thanks,
thanks
guys.
for thanks for sending the dope like pin and everything. Like to us, it's like you made our day with that. Those little things. I think a lot of spooky kids. I think that's gonna appeal right to
Yeah.
same tribe shit. Like you get a cool pin.
And then you
and
get the computer kids, and you get the gamers too, though, man. That just like to do the interaction on the computer.
I'm gonna
It's gonna bring everybody in, man.
I just rated and
Yeah.
reviewed the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
low
thanks,
key.
man.
Thanks for letting us.
That's what
Thanks
you're
for
supposed
stopping
to
our
do when it's a
conversation
podcast.
so we can fucking.
You're supposed to rate and review shit, man.
This guy low key is me. Let me tell you something about this guy low key. Don't trust him.
Oh man.
Okay, he's a Louisiana hustler from the back roads. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those. He's one of those meet you in the alley type. Then all of a sudden your
Right.
wallet's gone.
Oh god damn.
One of those True Detective season 1 guys, like
Yeah.
you're around this dude.
Not the season 1. Oh shit.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. I'll email you a bunch of shit in a minute.
Boy, ATX and Space Viking. Trying to figure shit out. This changed my life